All right, hey everybody, it's Mark Wingerter here with Ronan Real Estate Professionals. I'm here with Kevin Cordova from Academy Mortgage, and we're at our listing over here, 2991 Osprey Way, up here in Orchard Mesa. Beautiful home. We'll take you on a tour of that in a minute, but we just did a real small price drop the other day, kind of get things back on people's radar. But the important thing is, with that price drop, we've also got the seller committed to $9,000 in seller's concessions. A lot of people may not really understand what the point of that is, because we haven't really been talking about buying down rates for a long time, because it hasn't made any sense when we're at 2%. But Kevin, why don't you talk a little bit about what we can do with $9,000 in concessions?
So, which is a great point. We really haven't had this experience in a long time. But what $9,000 can do for a buyer is typically drop their rate about 0.5 point in percentage and save you about $200 a month. But here's the big number to concentrate on: $100,000 in interest over the life of the loan. And I think that's where the big draw to sellers doing this is to help the buyers really see the benefit of buying down their points. And I mean, $100,000 is a lot of money.
It's an awful lot of money, obviously. I mean, that's a tremendous amount of money. Anybody that's looked at a full amortization sheet, it's a staggering thing when you get to the end. And so yeah, to lop $100,000 off of that's a huge deal. $200 a month. I mean, that's your electric bill, gas bill in a lot of places, maybe even more than that in many. Not in my old 70s house, but it'd be a nice little down payment on my energy cost. But for a place like this, honestly, that would actually cover the entirety of the gas and electric bill. So I mean, it's obviously an impactful thing. But the flip side of that is, if we were to drop the home price to by $9,000, that how much roughly does that work out to? It's not very much, right?
It's not, 30 years. Especially over 30 years, because we're talking about $1,000, right? For every 1,000, you're taking that amount over 30 years. Mm-hmm. So we're realistically talking maybe about $15, right? Which isn't on a monthly basis it's not bad. But the big, again, going back to the buying down of the interest rate, that $100,000. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're not gonna save yourself over $100,000 by just lowering the price by $9,000. There's no way.
Right, and that was kind of the thing, is finding the most impactful thing that we could do in today's market, while still making sure we get everything for the sellers that we can, but then also helping the buyers. Because obviously everybody's getting strapped with these interest rates, gas prices, food, whatever. This is a bigger impact than a price reduction, but it needs some explanation. That's why we're here.
Absolutely, and then of course, if you have any questions, we're more than happy to run any scenarios based upon that $9,000 for any client that may just want a difference of, if I need all the closing costs, but I need only $4,000 of that to buy a rate down. We can totally run those scenarios.
Right, and these are scenarios that can be applied to any house. Obviously, we're actually advertising that here, and you're going to start seeing more of this in the market for sure. But you could apply this to any, if you're buying to other place, whatever. Buying the rate down is something that people should be talking to their lenders about.
Absolutely.
Talking to their Kevin about.
Yeah, talking to them. But definitely, a good lender is always going to run scenarios for you. They're not just going to put you in whatever program they see fit. They're going to have conversations with their clients and figure out what's the best approach for that individual client.
Absolutely, because these concessions could expand your budget potentially slightly.
Correct.
As well. I mean, $200 a month. That's not a small number when you're really kind of crunching everything down. So.
Absolutely not. Nope.
Awesome, man. I appreciate you coming out here and giving us a breakdown on this. It's a little bit more complex, and certainly not something as real estate agents we're supposed to be getting into the weeds on. And so I appreciate you coming out here and helping us explain that. And then we'll do a little tour of this property here in a minute.
All right. Thanks, Mark.
Yeah.